suckers over there. Anyway, we back.
Yeah.
So what else we got on the menu, man?
Man, it's the last, what is that, 27? We got 2 more days left of Black History Month, man.
That's it? Ooh.
2 more days.
Why is Black History Month? Why the worst black shit happened during Black...
Bro.
I know it happened to me. Shout out to Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
Shout out to Malcolm above us. Black Panther. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm...
Black history is well versed in this shop, man.
Yeah,
you
man.
definitely come in here and understand, man. There's some history.
Yeah, you understand that this guy is tapped into that. Like, you ain't got no choice to see it.
Yeah.
You gotta see it. You either gonna see it or you gonna hear it.
I would say
you gonna definitely hear it.
You're definitely gonna hear it in the music. You're gonna hear it from the voice of the, you're gonna talk about it. It's something. You know,
yeah,
that's one thing.
Feel it.
That's one thing a lot of motherfuckers don't realize. I come here and I sit in a chair and it's how your day, what's been going on. You ask about how you and the old lady and stuff like that. Right, then you look up on the TV, or if you got your phone running, you're gonna hear, or even the radio on, you're gonna hear something that you're gonna learn.
Yeah, you're gonna learn.
You're gonna learn today. Yeah, you're gonna learn something today.
Learn today. I'm gonna have
30, 45
debate
minutes.
on.
I'm
gonna have some music
man.
on. That's saying some shit.
Yeah.
Like that's me though. Like I'm always like on some old. I gotta constantly feed my spirit with what's real.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta eat good, but you gotta nourish your mind. You gotta nourish your spirit with like the shit you listen to, the shit that you take into your mind, you listen to, that shit is feeding your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Either positive or negative light. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to like, certain music all day long, like I can't do it. If I listen to music, it has to be conscious or feel good.
Dude, music will have you doing, not even like just subconsciously. Like I realize that the energy that I take into my relationship, my friendships, that energy is kind of representative of maybe what music I was listening to that day. Sometimes you got to ride home, listen to some solid R&B because you want to go home you want to walk in the house as that R&B nigga. Right. Sometimes you got to, if you go into the gym, you got to ride, listen to chains and something like that because you want to go in there and fuck some weights up. And the music what I wouldn't even say music, what you put into what you're hearing, like you're listening to,
feeding your spirit.
What you're feeding your spirit, that's the best way, that's a very good way of putting it. What you're feeding your spirit is going to translate into what you put into the world, bro.
It is, man.
And I had to be like, bro, you can't be riding.
Listen,
going and trying to go talk to your girl.
We all like plants, bro. Yeah. And like when you feed your plant, is like if you just give it some tap water, it's gonna do what it do. It's still gonna grow. But it's not gonna grow like the way it could be. But if you talk to it, you
put some eggshells in it.
You put some eggshells in there. You do some extra shit. You know what I'm saying? What you feed it is what's gonna make it grow in a certain light, in a certain way.
A plant at my house might survive. A plant at my sister's house is gonna grow and be busting out the pot.
What?
Because she doing other things. So she definitely. I got a plant at my sister's house right now. It's been over there a year. It looked totally different from the 2 years I had it.
First of all, it's still alive.
I'm thankful. I'll kill a plant.
Man, I got a plant on there right now.
They be like, damn, Vince, what happened? I think I drowned it. I've drowned plants, bro. I'd be like, bro, I just gallon water in it every day.
Like, damn, I ain't fed you in 3 weeks.
Let me get you a gallon.
Here you
go. Yeah, bro. So you gotta just. I like that analogy, man. Treating your body like a plant, man. It's about giving a little bit more than what's bare minimum, man.
You want to grow some Reggie, you want to grow some Dro.
You know what I'm saying? You want good smoke, good smoke, man, or you
can just throw that Reggie. You just throw in the backyard and let it do what it do. That Drizzy, that hydroponic, that tetrahydrocannabinoid,
climate control.
You gotta have climate control. You gotta have the fans. You gotta invest.
Yeah, man. Invest in yourself, man. Invest in yourself, man.
Yes, invest in yourself because it's like Jay-Z said, I can't help the poor if I'm one of them.
Can you I haven't said that often, but say that again.
I can't help the poor if I'm one of them.
Yeah, bro.
So I got rich to give back. Now that's the win-win. Mm-hmm. This is actually the bar he said. He said, so I got rich and gave back. Now that's the win-win. Mm-hmm. We have to be successful. We gotta get it. We gotta strive, bro. We gotta get it so that we can fucking help the next man, or at least at the minimum be an example or an inspiration to somebody. Because we don't need handouts. Black people don't need handouts. Nigga, we were slaves. We survived the greatest crisis on the planet, which is fucking slavery. We survived that shit. It didn't kill us. We still here. So what does that say? We can do any motherfucking thing. Period.
I say it like this, man. I look at myself, man, and when people reach out to me, like friends, family, and stuff like that, and you know they need some advice or even just help, like if it's a text like, Vince, I need this or whatever. But I pride myself in not saying I'm the big homie, but having
being
actions.
the big homie.
You can't just say it, man. Like, you know, I love helping people, man. I love helping people that I care about. And the ability to do that means you have to have some action behind it before you are able to actually do it. So for me, I haven't always been able to do everything that all my friends have done because I had to take care of business. And taking care of business allows you to be the actual big homie as opposed to just being older. Bro, stop calling the older niggas that are just literally older than you big bruh or the big homie, bro. They just older than you, bro.
They ain't doing shit.
They just older than you, man. Like, reach out. Like, I had people that, you know, that love me to death, and they tell me, bro, you younger than me, but you my big homie, man. I look up to you, whatever. And I hear that, bro. And it don't gas me in a big head way. It gasses me to do more. I'm like, bro, I can never be in a situation where, you know, my mama called me or my cousin called me or my brother called me and be like, bro, I'm down bad. I need this. Me, it's like, well, it's 2:00 in the morning. By noon tomorrow, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean? You might not always be able to do what they need you to do, but being the big homie means that even if you can't send them the money, you could get on the phone with them and give them some advice of, okay, how we gonna figure this out? How we gonna navigate through this hard time?
Or to relax.
You know what I mean? So just strive to be a big homie in that sense, not just a big homie.
Listen, bro, I've read, bro, you have two ages. You got like your physical age, and you got the age of like your soul. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because I'm a believer in reincarnation, this is not the only life we live.
Yeah, facts. I mean, everything is here permanently.
Just because you might be younger than me, fam, like in this life, you might be older than me soul-wise. That's why you always hear the expression people say, "Man, that kid's got an old soul." Like they've been here before. Yeah, because you know, and you feel like you can learn from this younger person. And what you're saying is facts, bro. Because you're not getting paid to be here. I know you're tired. You had to go home and fucking chill for a second, and then drive
right back
40 minutes back this way. You already been here today. You came and got your cut.
That's a fact. I have.
You know what I'm saying? And then you like went back to work, went home, drove through
back
traffic.
Downtown.
I
work 3 minutes away. I work maybe 2 blocks up the street. So yeah, I mean that's a fact.
That speaks to exactly what you're saying. Like,
and I'll say this: you can't always do what you want to do. Sometimes he'll tell y'all in a heartbeat. Fridays is hard for me to get back down here because on Thursday, I've committed to Thursdays.
No doubt.
And have always said, you know, when I'm sitting at home on the couch, I'm like, fuck, I don't feel like driving back downtown. But when I'm committed to it.
When I'm in this hole, because I feel you, I'll be like, sorry to cut you off, but like, I'm still here, so it's one thing. But if I was to go home right now and sit down,
and I realized that it's the little shit like that if me doing this and not always feeling like doing it, as far as a drive or whatever, means that whenever something else happens and I don't feel like it, I'm going to still do it because it's not always about convenience. It's not always about what you want to do. Sometimes you just got to keep putting in that work, man.
No doubt.
And a lot of times people miss out on opportunities. They miss out on,
and I appreciate it, bro.
I'm not mentoring events, but opportunities to meet somebody. What do we call that when you going and, networking opportunities whenever you just don't keep your word and get out and go do it, man. I remember one of my homeboys had a coworker that really hated his job, and we had something going on at my job. We was hiring people, and I would always go over to his office and just say, what's going on over here? And the dude would never come out. And one day I really was trying to go over there and just get his resume, and the dude never came out of my homeboy was like, well, he just missed a networking opportunity because he just didn't feel like doing something. And sometimes you got to get out of your own space and out of your own world
discipline,
and just do what you.
And that's man shit. And man shit is doing shit when you don't fucking feel like doing that shit. Mm-hmm. That's what I've learned. That's what a boss is.
I've learned.
That's the definition of a boss. Like doing the shit when you don't fucking. If you're the boss, you don't fucking gotta do that shit. But it still gotta. You do that shit.
Yeah, I agree, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It ain't
like
always about what you want to do. It's about just doing what you know.
Exactly,
is
bro.
Situation for you, man.
And you always feel better after you do it. You
I damn sure don't feel like going to work every day, but.
Shit, you got bills to pay. Got shit to do.
My mortgage was due 2 days. Hey, it's due in 2 days. I paid.
Just said the M word.
Mortgage, yeah, bro. You got bills, man. You got responsibilities, man.
Like I don't give a fuck about your Jordans, bro. At 40, if you ain't got a mortgage, I don't give a fuck. That's not in my conversation, bro. I don't care about your shoes. I don't care about what any materialistic shit. If you can't speak mortgage and college. About your kid, like if you're not talking that grown shit, like you really not grown, bitch.
We talking about,
you know what I'm saying? Like my circle of niggas, we all got mortgages, and
a lot of people don't even think about when they want to stop working. Like a lot of people just be like, they just go to work every day.
Like, you know what I mean? Hold it down.
Yeah, a lot of people just think about the day to day. For me, I'm
guilty of that. To an extent,
I'm looking at.
But my better half is always in the future. I'm always like, okay, you got the plan, and baby girl. I'm gonna grind. I'm in the trenches right now. You think about the future, yeah. So for me, I just feel like a lot of y'all will benefit by not just thinking about today. Make a plan. Make a 365-day plan. Make a plan that's 5 years from now, 10 years from now, in retirement. And you have to be able to structure it that way because you need to be able to tick some stuff off. Because if you just plan it for 20 years from now and you don't have a short-term goal that you're able to tick off, you're going to feel like, bro, I'm not getting nowhere. But if you create these short-term goals and you start ticking them off, it feels better whenever you're able to be like, oh, I did that just now. 2 weeks from now, I did that. 2 weeks, you save $100. I saved $100 this week. Next time you save $150 and just small ticks, you call them crossing the finish line. And crossing the finish line reinvigorates you and want to continue to stay on that race and that journey. So I think that, in my opinion, because all I can speak on is what I do, you really should just always have some type of short-term, long-term, and then I call it like an extendo, like a pistol. You have like an extended goal to where you set yourself up for the layup later in life, and not that you don't always meet them goals, but say if you have a very far goal, if you have an outlandish goal like, man, I want to have $10 million when I retire. A motherfucker that has a goal of saving $10 million, they might fuck around and save $2 million. You'll be all right. So you got to shoot for the stars. So like the saying goes, shoot for the stars. So if you fail, you land on the clouds, you know what I'm saying? So I would just stay there and just make sure that you have somebody that's going to hold you accountable. Like Detail said, man, his wife is the one that always, holds him accountable. I had a really good text conversation with my family, my group chat, my old lady, her family in it, and her brother-in-law is real goal-oriented, write stuff down, revisit it all the time. And he sent, it's only February, he sent his goals for 2020 that we all set up back in December. And it reminded me that I need to revisit my goals for this year because something's already changed for me this year. Some things have already changed for me this year. So therefore, I need to revisit those goals and adjust them and, and kind of refocus in a sense. I'm just talking about making sure that you set goals. I told him, you got to set a short-term goal. Always.
So I'm just to reiterate real quick. I told him, set a short-term goal. So whenever you could check it off, it feels better to keep you on that path. When you set a goal, when you have a 20-year plan and you don't have anything to check off for 3 years, it feels like you ain't winning at all. But if you got some short-term goals and you checking it off,
you're speaking so much truth right now, bro.
When you check it off, it keeps you in the game. Like even for you at the shop, it was like, okay, I'm gonna sweep this motherfucker every other day. And you check it off, you'd be like, okay, I'm feeling good. I did something. I'm getting closer to my goal. You know what I mean? And
bro, it's deeper than that too, because like what he's saying is so real. Because like one of the worst things that you can do to yourself, like straight up, because what words are powerful, and like we're all gods in my belief, and what we speak, we create. And so when you say you're gonna do something, you say, hey, I'm gonna go to the gym today. Or hey, I'm going to take care of this bill or spend time doing this or that. And then you don't. You like, first of all, when you say you're gonna do it, you send those vibrations to the universe and to the atmosphere, those vibrations, and like they're ready to come back. And then when you get to that point and you don't do what you said you were gonna do for you, like you fuck up the ripples you fuck those ripples up, bro. And then you wonder why you feel like shit, or you're upset, or you're mad because you didn't even keep your word to yourself. And like you should feel shitty. You know what I'm saying? Because like your vibration is all fucked up. We said we was doing this.
You can't even keep your word to yourself.
You can't even keep your word to yourself.
So when you jump off the porch and you start giving other people your word,
right? But it goes back to what you're saying. Like I want to tiptoe around it, but goals, like you were saying, are so important because like for instance, me and the wife, we always have these like short-term goals and long-term goals. Like, you know, whether it's a goal to go on vacation and we're stacking money for this, or trying to knock a bill off, or whatever. Like we have these little goals, and we set up, and then like we knock it out, and it's like cool. Like if you're not always striving for something, it's like you're not living.
Bro, it's like winning a championship, man. These motherfuckers don't get to the playoffs and they don't win a championship just because they think about a championship. They got to go into each game with the short-term goal of let me bust this motherfucker ass. You got to bust your day's ass you have some off days, which is a loss in the game.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Not a loss necessarily. It should be a break.
It's a break in the game, a shift in the matrix. But you got to remember, man. You got to you want to try to string together as many wins as possible because you're gonna take some L's. Like this year, I remember when we first started the podcast. When I first started doing it with you on a regular, we talked about 2019. I was like, bro, 2019, I murdered it. Best year of my life.
And I was like, 2019 was the worst year of my life.
January 2020 was you couldn't start a year off worse than me, man. Like me and my girl was going through it.
Check.
One person that I see the most, my girl is going through it with her. Check. My coworker disappears on me. The second person I see the most disappears on me. So I'm stressed out at work, stressed out at the crib. I'm like, bro, fuck January. We start in February in 2020. Bro, I said February starts in 2020 for me, man. So sometimes you gotta just take your rules and make your own rules and then keep pushing. And just because you have a shitty January doesn't mean you just say, man, fuck the rest of the year. I'm gonna just thug it out and just have, you just gotta shift it, move the playing field a little bit to the right, get your shit together and try to kick it off in February, which is what I did. But outside of just my personal experience, you always gonna have to do that, man. You have good January, February, March, have a bad April. Have a bad April, man, but get right back on that motherfucking horse and keep thugging.
Goddamn right. Always stay on the horse, man.
You gotta keep thugging,
life is tough, man. Especially being black out here, man. It's tough. Yeah. Being black man is tough. Being black woman is tough. Like being black is fucking tough. It's cool as shit, but it's fucking tough, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you step out into that arena of like where they say you're not really supposed to be at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was I didn't even realize this. I knew we weren't making the same amount, but I watched a piece of the Democratic debate, man. You know, we make 70 cents to the dollar as far as black men versus white men. Damn. And then black women probably make
33 cents.
They make even worse. Left. Yeah. So
even though they're the most educated,
bro, hardest working,
and the hardest working, and the most marginalized and disrespected group of people on the planet.
Say that again, man. Yeah, they definitely are the most disrespected.
But they got the strongest voting bloc. They got they're the smartest individual group. As a group, we had 19 judges.
I remember that
in Houston, Texas.
Houston.
We got 4 black judges here, black women. Like this major, bro.
Man,
major.
I find it even in my work environment, man. Like being in the military and working for the government, things of that nature, bro. Like the women keep the show going, bro. They keep the ball rolling.
They've always done.
I'm like, I'm so much better whenever
it doesn't roll without them.
They're meticulous.
They're the one that made it around.
Yeah, they meticulous. They pay attention to detail, man. They are going to get shit done. The things me and you probably sweep on the road, be like, we'll get to it. They're like, no, we'll just handle it right now, and they hold you accountable.
Yes,
and a lot of
women.
times,
That's what women were as part of their being. They are here to hold men accountable. Why do you think women are such bosses right now?
Yeah.
Because men have slacked and slid to the side of, and they're just like filling in the gap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like, you got a lot of women out here that's just like, you motherfuckers ain't doing it, so I fucking have to do it.
Yeah. I gotta pick up the load.
You know what I'm saying? Especially black women, they locked all our black men up in the 80s and 90s. You know what I'm saying? We got billionaires making money off of weed legal, while niggas serving, 20-year sentence for a $20 bag of weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit don't make sense. So
y'all favorite president did that, man. Them 3-strike rule.
Hey, exactly. So, like, with that being said, like, women have always had to step up and play the role, play the part.
So they know
what
how
I'm
to do
saying?
it on both sides, man.
So shout out to every
I was about to say
woman,
that. Shout out
man.
to the women out there.
Shout out
man.
to my mama. Shout out to the wife.
They
shout out
make
to
it
my
way
mother-in-law.
better, man.
Shout out to my grandmother. All the women that my ancestors that made it to where I'm here today to speak what I'm speaking.
What up, Pop 2
the way I
Wavy?
speak it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Pop 2 Wavy. What, he in there?
Yeah, he in there.
What up, Wavy? You know, we was trying to play this shit.
We got you queued up for the
We got you
exit,
queued up.
man.
You know what I'm saying? You right here, Pop. You know what I mean? You like our new intro.
Don't sue us.
Don't
tell
sue us,
YouTube to let us rock out.
You know what I mean?
What you got going on? You wonder how we wrapping it up today?
Well, I mean, I got some things I've been dealing with, man.
What's going on? Talk to me.
I thought I wasn't gonna speak
Cameras
on
aren't
today.
on. The cameras aren't on. Talk to me.
One of them, okay, all right. Well, this motherfucker's on.
Yeah.
But my internet, my personal Facebook is now off, and I'm only recording on YouTube, and I'm on your fucking IG.
Yeah.
And so I was about to just say how I'm letting this barbershop go.
What you gonna do?
I'm gonna be all right. My clients are gonna be straight.
How does it affect your I'm selfish as fuck. Y'all have to realize I'm a haircut guy. This is my therapist. How does this affect me? Fuck everybody else. Okay.
It does not. It does not. It would just be the same service, probably different location.
Just a different pull up. All right.
Different pull up, and not far. I'm literally worst case scenario. I will be on 35 in New Brunswick, like
that's perfect for me.
3 minutes away from here.
Sounds like 12:30
that,
still.
It's not gonna have to change.
Yeah.
They'll still be a couple of minutes away.
No.
And so, and the reason being is it's bittersweet. But my experience here has been great, and it's been draining at the same time. And everything I thought it was gonna be, it really wasn't. And I've learned so many expensive lessons. And I've also learned, due to the data, that we don't live in a world where we're grouped. We're tribal, but we're not tribal. It ain't about the barbershop no more. It's about the barber. You know what I mean? It ain't necessarily about us as a team. It's about just that guy. And everybody wants to be LeBron, and nobody gives a shit about the team. You know what I'm saying? And me being a LeBron, I'm still about the team. That's the only reason I stepped out into this arena of creating a space for other people, because I made 3 times as much as I did now.
I will say that, a lot of times motherfuckers get up here and pop in front of a mic and a camera and pop for themselves and not have anybody that can back them up. You saying that, it's very funny that, I have the ability to back you up on that, man. I don't even know if I mentioned this before on the podcast. I remember, my first couple of, interactions with the barbershop. It wasn't, let me get all the money myself, because I was always just been your client.
Bro, you're a black guy walking the shop. You're my client.
But you were just like, I got I got another person over here.
Based on how you dress and
You know
your
what I mean?
whole, I was like, he's supposed to be. I'm supposed to be cutting that dude.
And you LeBron, you served up an assist for somebody that was on your team.
Ones.
You know what I mean? On your team. You know what I mean? And I thought that was it, and it didn't bother me at all because. Got an amazing.
I'm glad you didn't feel like I was like.
No, absolutely not.
Playing to the left.
Absolutely
I
not.
could tell bro. You were about that life. So let me put you in the next best thing.
Yeah, so I would definitely say that
because I care about you even though I don't know you. Yeah. But I can tell you need good shit.
Yeah.
And so, and I also care about this barber that I have here.
And you care about your squad, yeah.
I care about my squad. I'm straight.
Yeah, that was a fact. Though.
Go there.
That was and I will say that you definitely are you run this motherfucker like LeBron. You know what I mean? Because everybody don't do that, man. Sometimes motherfuckers be like, oh, that's another client that probably and you never even I come every week. You know what I mean? So it was never like
I've given barbers celebrity cuts that I passed upon.
Yeah, and that's called being, that's called being a big bro.
Why I did that? Because I was busy with my clientele who I consider celebrities. Like
y'all listen to this man.
That shit ain't worth it to me. Like, okay, if he was LeBron coming in, yeah, my clients are gonna like when First Montana came, I dissed that shit to begin with. But it was my clients was like, nigga,
you got
my
it.
cut. Go get that shit.
I'm gonna sit here and talk to him while you cut. Yeah.
Bro, give me tomorrow, dog. Like, please go get that French Montana cut.
Yeah, man. So, so are you gonna miss the space?
I am gonna miss everything about the blood, sweat, and tears I shed in this motherfucker. However, I'm not gonna miss the babysitting. I'm not gonna miss sacrificing, or having to kiss the ass. Well, not so much kiss the ass, but like
you're a supervisor.
Cater
you gotta
to like lower fucking standards that I don't even operate by because I need your bread so that I can pay this rent.
So because you're boo like that.
Yeah. So like,
so what you're saying is the level of service that you give, you would love to have a team of people like that, and instead of serving filet mignon in your chair and you serving
McDonald's.
You serving McDonald's everywhere else. You just rather say, you know what, man. I just gotta go be a la carte by myself. You know what I mean?
I do, and it's not necessarily that I'm trying to be myself.
No.
But I just need to be in a situation where
it costs a lot of money for you.
I can deal with it by myself. Yeah. I can't deal with this by myself. I need fuck offs. Yeah. I need real barbers, but I have to deal with fuck offs a lot of time just to pay my fucking rent. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And a barbershop is essentially supposed to at least pay for itself. Mm-hmm. And when it's not doing that, and you're still busting your ass, and it's like at some point you gotta be like, okay.
I'm asking questions that I know the answer to, but I'm also asking. I have to ask the questions. I have to ask questions for the audience.
Rhetorical ass nigga, let's go.
You know what I'm saying? No, that was it. Because I kind of peeped it. The level of service that you put in. I don't think that it's hard to come across a motherfucker like you, man.
And that's the other thing.
It's hard to come across a motherfucker like you, man. It's hard to come across passion.
My partner said the same. He said, hey, bro, like, what are you thinking? I said, bro, it's because I figured out that I'm just different. I thought there was a lot more me's out there in the world, but I found out there's hardly any me's in the world that care the way I care and like it is in it the way I'm in it. At the level that I'm into it, like, no matter what, I'm giving my best. Yeah. No matter what, I'm showing up. I might be late, but I'm here, bro. I'm fucking here.
It's hard to find a worker. Well, and it's the problem, man. This is probably going to be my last statement. It's hard to find someone to pour into something that they don't own the same way that you do. Yeah. And it's so weird to me because if people were to pour into it like you do, it will probably prop them into a position to learn a lot more.
That's what I did.
You know what I mean? Like
every shop that I was
exactly.
At
that's how I am at my job. Like I know I don't own my job, but even though I come in this motherfucker and be like, bro, I ain't going back to work today, but I take my black ass.
But bro,
right back
the way you look, dress, and put into, I feel like you give a shit about your shit.
I literally put in the work.
You gonna talk shit about it,
man.
but
it's okay to complain, but you gonna. It's okay to complain, but you got to put in some work. You know what I mean?
And you can sleep at night knowing that you gave everything you're supposed to give today towards your shit.
And I feel like you probably came into this shop, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, being a shop owner and stuff like that, because you were able to be in somebody else's shop and you bought into it. You bought into that spot, so you were able to learn a lot more, do a lot more, and be like, okay, I think I could do this on my own.
Yeah, it evolved into that situation. The only reason I opened a shop, bro, was because I wanted to have people to get it like I'm fucking getting. I'm like, oh my God, I'm fucking making a killing out this bitch.
It's okay, like, bro. I'm gonna look at it like this. It's if you're a fry chef at McDonald's, be the fry chef, but learn the business.
Right.
And learn the business to the point where, and buy into it to the point where you can buy a McDonald's. You know what I mean? You probably was at them other shops cutting hair, learning the business, so you knew what could, because I know Izzy.
Right.
So I've never told you that.
You haven't told me.
Yeah,
that.
I've never told you that.
That's kind of major, bro.
Yeah,
that's
so
like
I know Izzy. And when I saw your plaque in there, that kind of brought me back around. I was like, okay, he cold with the cut. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
that's my people.
You
Shout out to
probably
Slade, Dwight, Peterson family.
Yeah,
that's my dogs.
So.
R.I.P. Izzy, I'm sorry.
Because they from Philly, and then
yes, they are.
And
Philly.
You see the shirt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see the Philly shirt, you know what I mean?
Straight up, I gotta have him on the podcast.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh, so he used to work there, and I thought he gave some game, and I was like, oh, so he probably got the game, and I never knew how you transitioned over here, but I didn't know if you left the shop and moved over here, but. That motherfucker gonna push you to go get your shit, bro.
No. It's deeper than that. Yeah. But it was like a mutual situation. Yeah. But like, yeah, they helped me like back in the Gap when they started creating Izzy's. I was the backbone behind that whole operation.
Yeah. Okay.
And the barbershop, and so but they gave me the power, and they loved me, and like they trusted me, and they just empowered me. To where I was just on that level back in the Gap, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I had some real motherfuckers behind me, like, and it's just all love, and I gotta have them back on the podcast. I know that much.
So we'll do it, man. We gotta
let's do it. What else? We got any?
No, we don't got no notes, man. I wish.
Shout out to my daughter from last podcast too, though.
Last week was probably one of my favorite podcasts to be a part of. Man. Last week was pretty.
Last week changed my life.
Literally, last week literally changed your life, man.
And we found out last week that dude that robbed us also took our donation money that we were building for this podcast.
So we had
he's a bitch for that. He's a hoe for that.
We had a 5-gallon jar that we was putting
we only had almost
and I say
we
in there. Detail in his people because I hadn't put $1 in it. I'm a bitch ass nigga for that. But I'm the type I'll just give all my money at once. And he stole the goddamn money that we was gonna give away to charity, man. It was a charitable donation. He walked out. We don't have no more jars, so we gonna get it back started. I'm gonna sow a seed. That I won't say that amount, but I'm gonna definitely sow a seed to get us back.
No, we gonna get
back rolling, and we gonna get back on top, man. You know, shout out. I mean, close us out, bro. This detailed podcast.
Man. Hey, man, 1010 South Flores. We gonna be here for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your boy Detail. I'm still gonna be doing what I do. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a different place. It was good while it lasted. It's bittersweet. And we might even have a motherfucking bash before I close out on this bitch. Like, shut this bitch down.
Give him I'm glad he gone.
I shut this whole down party because I haven't had one in a long time, and I'm actually known for like having some dope parties here, and I haven't done it because
it
hasn't been
It ain't been fun for you.
It ain't been financially able to. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't pay the bills for this motherfucker out of my pocket and throw parties like
and get y'all drunk.
Man, and get y'all throw. So it is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm just like one of these Democratic nominees. I'm like Julio Castro, like the money that ran dry, bro. And like I'm not too prideful to be like, hey, it's a wrap. It was great while it lasted. We're gonna pick up later. I'm gonna be vice president or something, but it is what it is. And like, you know, if you're my client specifically, I got you. But if you're just a lover of the shop, My apologies for now, but we will pick up and reconvene later.
This is not an end
over.
of the story.
It's
This
not
is
a
to
South
be
Crown
continued.
is to always can be to be continued.
Yeah.
Shout out to my co-host Vince.
Double salute
I
to my
appreciate
dog,
you,
man.
bro.
I appreciate you, man.
For
You got
real,
me
for
kind of
real.
sad, motherfucker, dog.
It is. And like
damn.
the throw thing about that real quick is like I just made the official like decision that that I'm done. Like, you know, like this is a wrap. And so I've only been telling my close clientele, you know what I'm saying? And like and it's hard to like have that conversation over and over again all day and kind of explain it, and you know because they want to y'all concerned about me like yo are you good and like this South Crown, but I'm like I'm not paying 4,000 for 2,000 square feet
Y'all gotta remember
just for y'all to just see me.
He's downtown San Antonio.
Like if it was a bunch of bars here, I wouldn't give two shits, but niggas get broke around this motherfucker, man. If y'all want to keep hearing this podcast, get these cuts with a good attitude, let a nigga make it, you know. Man. But yeah, and that's what it is. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to our fans, all the podcast listeners, everybody that's tuned in. Facts. And tapped in and like you know keeping tabs on us. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, man, shout out to my guy TP who's experiencing some things right now with his grandmother. Mm-hmm. She's like going through it, and he's close to her. And I know it's probably private for him, but I just
prayers up.
You know, prayers go up to you, TP. You my guy, and my condolences and my prayers are with you. And anybody else going through anything, you know, stressful for that matter. Black History Month, got a couple days left. Make the best of it. It's the primary. Let's get our votes in. Let's make sure we ready for the census come March.
Yeah.
Let's vote. Let's get this motherfucker out of here. Let's not vote on our motherfucking emotions.
Vote on the
you know
facts.
What I'm saying? Let's vote on the facts and let's vote on the issue at hand, and that's getting this guy the fuck out of here. Wash your hands, sanitize.
And we're going to roll out like this.
And we're going to roll out like this.
Fuck Donald Trump.
Fuck Donald Trump. We should have had that. Nigga be faded. What that nigga pop shit? Yeah, man. You get 4 fucking 20. I wish I was like, had that motherfucking pop queued up. No?
It won't. For some reason, iTunes won't play it. They need to take it down?
I don't know if it's like, maybe because my fucking iTunes or my Wi-Fi is off. I don't know.
You know what? It's probably because we were streaming it and we never downloaded it.
Oh, shit, here it goes. And it's KK made the beat. Who made the beat pop?
PLP, bitch, I'm too wavy.
Hey.
I don't know why they be hating.
Hey.
Go off of mine like it's taken.
Hey.
But money, there's no conversation.
Told you, Pop, we represent, baby.
This money on me like this shit is my fragrance. Fuck signing deals, bitch, I'm getting impatient. I know why they hate it. Go hard like it's taken.
God. All right.
I drip in
Peace.
the lake.